Hi everyone. Today I wanted to do a brief update talking about my video yesterday on Raiblocks because if you haven't seen it yet, this has by far been my most controversial video yet, and I would define it as a major PR disaster. Now I've made plenty of controversial videos before. I've talked about the Bitcoin bubble. I've talked about the BitConnect Ponzi scheme. I've talked about the Tether Ponzi scheme, or whatever you really want to call it. I guess that's just really a scam. But this particular video was a special type of controversial. And the reason it was is because I actually think the delivery of the video itself wasn't the best. I think that I could have taken the same content in this video, presented it entirely differently, and it would have been just fine. I mean, it still would have gotten plenty of dislikes, but it wouldn't have gotten as negative criticism as it did. Even people that generally support my videos were disappointed by this video because the delivery was poor. Even when I listen to this video, it sounds like I guess, have a personal vendetta against Raiblocks and that I'm salty that I missed out on the price going up, which couldn't be further from the truth. I really don't care what cryptocurrencies do that are outside of my portfolio. That doesn't affect me at all. There's all sorts of different cryptocurrencies that outperform my portfolio, but I understand it because when I listen to it, that's how it sounds. And I still think the content in this video, I still stand by it, okay? A lot of people are going to tell me that, scalability is the number one issue facing cryptocurrencies, and I understand that. And we're going to make a separate video, I think, at some point here talking about Raiblocks and scalability in the future. I don't know when I'm going to do it because I want to do it right. I don't want to rush into it and feel that there is a pressure to release it soon, because if there is a pressure to do that, I don't want to have the same situation as what happened here, where basically the video failed because I didn't spend the time. An extra, 20 minutes probably would have made this video go from over 50% dislikes down to 25% dislikes. So that's what we're going to do in the future. We're probably going to make a video where I talk about basically all of the content in this video, but reorganized and delivered in a much more analytical and straightforward fashion. In addition to that, I want to be very clear about this. There is a difference between me criticizing the technology and me criticizing the price action. This video is all about the price action. Now, I don't think that cryptocurrencies, which sounds stupid, but basically crypto assets that are trying to be currencies, I don't think they're well positioned for the future. There are a lot of reasons why I think that. I will talk about that in a future video. But for now, what I want everybody to know is that this video really misrepresented how I feel about Raiblocks and how I feel about the technology behind it versus how I feel about the price action that we are seeing in the market. I do think that this is going to be a pump and dump. I think there's going to be, again, we might see it go all the way up within the top 10 cryptocurrencies. That's entirely possible. I still think there's going to come a point here where we see a substantial sell-off of this cryptocurrency, and I think it's going to eventually fade from the public eye a little bit. It's going to go lower on the top 100 list, and at that point, I'll turn bullish on it, right? But for right now, I think that the speculative frenzy that's behind it and the sheep-like mentality that I see behind it is very much reminiscent of how most pump and dumps start. So I do think that it's going to end that way. I'm not trying to tell everybody that this is not an interesting technology, it's not an interesting cryptocurrency. I do think it's going to struggle to be adopted, but that same argument is not just exclusive to Raiblocks. It's also true for most cryptocurrencies, in my opinion. So we'll talk about that in the future here. I do not have a personal vendetta against Raiblocks. I understand those of you who invested in it early, that believe in the technology behind it, who believe that scalability is the most important issue facing cryptocurrencies. I disagree on that notion, but I probably should have presented that a little bit better than I did. And again, we'll probably talk about this in the future because I'm not oblivious to all of the different platforms that everybody discussed this on. I saw the Reddit post in the Raiblocks Reddit where everybody was criticizing me and saying that I'm clueless, and I've seen a number of posts on Steemit and here on YouTube that are saying that I'm missing the point that scalability clearly is the number one issue facing cryptocurrencies. So there's clearly a debate to be had here. I didn't present my side well enough, so expect me to present my side better in the future. As usual, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, or not. I know that some of you may not have, but stay tuned. We're going to talk about stuff like this in the future. I know this wasn't my best video. I'm going to keep it up. It's painful to look at the comments at times, it really is, because I kind of agree with a lot of you guys. I mean, this really wasn't my best, I didn't present it all that well. So that's the reality here. We'll talk about it in the future. We're still going to talk about Bitcoin and a bunch of other cryptocurrencies in the meanwhile, but I wanted to do just a little bit of damage control here because this went way beyond what I expected it to, unfortunately. So I just wanted to briefly make this update video. I know that I lost credibility with a lot of you, and just like with a relationship, when you lose trust, sometimes you never get it back. That's fine, I understand it, but for those of you who are kind of on the fence, trust me, I am a good guy. I'm a human too, though. I make mistakes. I do try my best to be authentic and honest and whatever. You get the point, alright? I'm not trying to be a sellout here. I'm not trying to stir up controversy to get subscribers. I think there's a better way to get subscribers. Make honest content that's high quality. And this was honest, but it may not have been the best quality. So expect improvements on that in the future. And I will see you in the next video, I guess. Thank you for watching.